Tonight, as you settle into this sacred space between waking and sleeping, I want you to know that you have arrived here not by accident, but by divine appointment. Your soul has been whispering to you, hasn't it? Through the quiet desperation of unfulfilled days, through the ache of knowing there's something more, something deeper calling your name. I am Dr. Bruce Lipton, and for decades I have witnessed the miraculous transformation that occurs when human beings remember who they truly are beneath the layers of conditioning, beneath the fear, beneath the noise of a world that has forgotten its own divinity. Tonight, we are going to awaken something that has been sleeping within you, your divine purpose, your soul's sacred mission on this earth. You see, every cell in your body carries not just genetic information, but spiritual information. Your DNA is not just a biological code, it's a divine code, written before you took your first breath, containing the blueprint of why you came here, what you came to give, what you came to heal, what you came to remember. But somewhere along the way, the world convinced you that you were small, that your dreams were too big, that your sensitivity was weakness, that your deep knowing was imagination. Tonight, we reclaim the truth. Tonight, we remember that you are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, and that experience has profound purpose. Feel into your heart now. Beneath the tiredness, beneath the disappointment, beneath even the hope, there is something unshakable, something that has never been touched by failure or success, by approval or rejection. It is your essence, your divine spark, and it knows exactly why you're here. The affirmations we will plant in your subconscious tonight are not just words. They are seeds of remembrance. They are coded frequencies that will help your soul remember what it knew before this world taught you to forget. They are the gentle voice of the universe whispering back to you the truth of who you are and why you matter. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil, especially now as you prepare for sleep. It accepts what is planted with loving neutrality. Tonight, we plant only truth. Tonight, we plant purpose. Tonight, we plant the remembrance that you are here for reasons far more beautiful and significant than you have allowed yourself to believe. Let your breathing slow down. Let your body sink deeper into comfort, and let your soul remember that it chose this life, this moment, this awakening, not despite its challenges, but because of them. Your purpose is not separate from your pain. It is born from it, refined by it, and ultimately transcendent of it. You are ready to remember. Your cells are ready to respond. Your life is ready to align. The universe is ready to conspire in your favor. And your purpose, your beautiful, unique, irreplaceable purpose, is ready to emerge from the sacred depths of who you truly are. There is a voice that speaks to you in the spaces between thoughts, in the quiet moments before dawn, in the pause between heartbeats. It has been speaking to you your entire life, but the world taught you to question it, to dismiss it, to override it with logic and fear and the opinions of others who have forgotten how to hear their own inner voice. This voice is your soul's guidance system. It knows things your mind cannot know. It sees pathways your eyes cannot see. It feels the magnetic pull toward experiences, people, and opportunities that are part of your divine assignment. But it speaks in whispers, not shouts. It communicates through feeling, not force. It guides through love, not fear. Tonight, as your conscious mind begins to quiet, we create space for this voice to be heard clearly. We acknowledge that you have been seeking answers outside of yourself, when the most profound truths have always resided within. Your soul knows why certain things break your heart, and others make it sing. It knows why some environments drain you, and others fill you with inexplicable energy. The whispers of your soul sound like this. Pay attention to what moves you. Notice what you cannot stop caring about. See how certain injustices ignite something fierce within you. Feel how certain beauties bring tears to your eyes. These are not random reactions. They are soul signatures pointing you toward your purpose like a cosmic GPS system. Your biology responds to these soul whispers. When you align with what truly matters to you, your nervous system relaxes. Your immune system strengthens. Your energy expands. Your cells literally reorganize themselves around coherence and joy. This is not metaphor. This is measurable science. Your body knows the difference between authentic purpose and manufactured ambition. But the soul also whispers about what needs to be released. It tells you about relationships that are complete, careers that no longer fit, beliefs that have become too small for who you are becoming. It asks you to let go not as punishment, but as preparation for what is coming. Every ending your soul orchestrates is a beginning in disguise. Listen to the whisper that says, "You are here to heal something that was broken before you arrived." Listen to the whisper that says, "Your story matters not because it was easy, but because it was yours." Listen to the whisper that says, "Your gifts are needed now, not when you feel ready, not when you feel worthy, but now." The soul whispers in different ways to different people. Some hear it as an inner knowing. Others feel it as physical sensation, a tightness in the chest that says no, an expansion in the heart that says yes. Some see it in repeated signs, in synchronicities that are too precise to be coincidental. Some dream it, receiving guidance in the symbolic language of the subconscious. However your soul speaks to you, tonight we honor that communication. We stop apologizing for our sensitivity to energies others cannot feel. We stop dismissing our dreams as unrealistic. We stop shrinking our vision to fit other people's limitations. We remember that our soul chose this particular combination of gifts and challenges for reasons that will become clear as we trust the process. Your soul has been preparing you your entire life for this moment of awakening. Every experience, the joyful ones and the devastating ones, has been shaping you into someone capable of fulfilling your unique mission. The whispers have been getting stronger, haven't they? The pull towards something more meaningful, more aligned, more true has been intensifying. Trust it. Trust the whisper that knows the difference between what you think you should want and what you actually need to become. Trust the whisper that sees the bigger picture while your mind focuses on immediate concerns. Trust the whisper that loves you enough to guide you away from safety and towards significance. Your body is not separate from your spirit. It is the sacred vessel through which your spirit expresses itself in this physical realm. And when you align with your true purpose, something magnificent happens at the cellular level. Your entire biology shifts into a state of coherence, health, and vitality that transcends what medical textbooks say is possible. I have spent decades studying how beliefs affect biology, how consciousness shapes matter, how the field of energy around your heart can literally reprogram your DNA. Tonight, I want you to understand that living your purpose is not just good for your soul. It is medicine for your body, food for your cells, and the key to unlocking health and energy you may have thought were lost forever. When you live in alignment with your authentic purpose, your heart rate variability becomes coherent. This means your heart, brain, and nervous system begin communicating in harmony rather than chaos. This coherent state sends signals throughout your body that everything is well, everything is safe, everything is exactly as it should be. Your immune system strengthens, your stress hormones decrease, your healing mechanisms activate. But when you live in opposition to your purpose, when you force yourself into roles that don't fit, relationships that drain you, work that numbs your soul, your biology becomes incoherent. Your systems fight against each other. Inflammation increases. Disease has space to take root. Depression and anxiety become chronic companions because your soul is literally grieving the life you're not living. Your cells have memory. They remember every moment you chose fear over love, obligation over authenticity, others' expectations over your own truth. But they also have the capacity to forget, to forgive, to begin again. When you make the decision to honor your purpose, your cells begin rewriting their story. Old patterns of stress and disease give way to new patterns of vitality and joy. This is why some people experience spontaneous healing when they finally pursue their passion. This is why others suddenly look years younger when they step into their authentic power. This is why following your heart is not selfish. It is essential for your health, your longevity, your ability to be present and powerful for the people you love. Your purpose is encoded in your energy signature. Every person has a unique electromagnetic field, a specific frequency that they emit into the world. When you are living in alignment with your soul's mission, this field becomes strong, clear, and magnetic. It attracts the right people, opportunities, and resources like a beacon in the night. When you suppress your purpose, your energy field becomes muddy, conflicted, repelling the very things you most desire. People sense incongruence even when they can't name it. Opportunities pass you by because your frequency is not aligned with receiving them. This is not punishment. This is guidance, the universe's way of redirecting you toward what truly serves your soul. Tonight, as your body prepares for the restoration of sleep, we are giving your cells new information. We are telling them through every affirmation that it is safe to be authentic, profitable to be genuine, healthy to follow your heart. We are reprogramming the belief that living your purpose requires sacrifice, struggle, or suffering. Your cells are listening. They want to support your highest expression. They want to give you the energy to pursue what matters most. They want to heal the parts of you that were wounded by living someone else's version of your life. But they need your permission. They need your conscious choice to stop betraying your soul and start honoring the wisdom that lives within your DNA. Feel your body now. Feel how it responds to the idea of living fully aligned with your purpose. Notice the expansion in your chest, the softening in your shoulders, the sense of coming home to yourself. This is your biology saying yes to your destiny. This is your cells preparing to support the life your soul came here to live. Before you can fully step into who you truly are, you must be willing to release who you think you should be. The false self is the collection of identities, roles, and masks you have worn to gain love, avoid rejection, and survive in a world that often rewards conformity over authenticity. But tonight, we gently acknowledge that what once protected you may now be limiting you. The false self was never meant to be permanent. It was an adaptation, a survival mechanism, a way of navigating circumstances that required you to be smaller, quieter, more palatable than your soul wanted to be. You developed it with great intelligence and creativity. It served its purpose. But your soul is asking for something different now. Your soul is asking for the truth. You may have convinced yourself that you are someone who doesn't take risks, who doesn't dream big, who doesn't have anything important to offer. You may have believed that you are too old, too damaged, too ordinary to have a divine purpose. You may have accepted the identity of someone who plays it safe, who settles for less, who keeps their light dimmed so others feel comfortable. These are not truths. They are strategies. They are roles you have played so convincingly that you forgot you were acting. But underneath every false identity is the eternal truth of who you are, a divine being with gifts that the world needs, wisdom that can heal, love that can transform, and a purpose that is uniquely yours to fulfill. The false self speaks in the language of limitation. You're not smart enough. You're not young enough. You're not connected enough. You're not worthy enough. It points to your past mistakes as evidence of future failure. It whispers that dreams are for other people, that significance is for others, that you should be grateful for whatever small portion of life you've been given. But your true self speaks in the language of possibility. It reminds you that every master was once a beginner. Every successful person was once unknown. Every leader was once afraid. It shows you that your so-called flaws are often your greatest strengths in disguise. It reveals that your unique combination of experiences has prepared you for something that no one else can do in quite the same way. Releasing the false self is not about destroying parts of yourself. It is about recognizing that you are far more magnificent than you have allowed yourself to believe. It is about taking off the costume you wore to fit in and revealing the authentic being who was born to stand out. It is about remembering that you came here to be yourself, not a diluted version that makes everyone else comfortable. This release requires compassion, not violence. Thank the false self for its protection. Honor the ways it helped you survive difficult times. Acknowledge that it developed with good intentions, even if it now creates limitation. And then, with gentleness, begin to let it go. Begin to choose authenticity over approval, truth over safety, growth over comfort. Your cells are ready to support this transformation. They have been waiting for permission to express your true nature, to emit your authentic frequency, to attract what belongs to the real you rather than the manufactured version. Your DNA contains codes for courage, creativity, and contribution that have been dormant. waiting for you to remember that it is not only safe to be yourself, it is essential. Tonight, as we plant new seeds in your subconscious, we are not adding something foreign to who you are. We are watering what has always been there. We are removing the rocks that have prevented your authentic self from growing. We are clearing space for the person your soul came here to be. Feel the relief that comes with this release. Feel how much energy it takes to maintain false identities, and how much becomes available when you stop pretending to be anyone other than yourself. Your purpose is not something you need to discover. It is something you need to uncover. It has been there all along, waiting beneath the layers of who you thought you had to be. Beyond the visible world of matter and form exists an invisible field of pure potential, a quantum field where all possibilities exist simultaneously until they are collapsed into reality by consciousness, intention, and belief. This field is not separate from you. You are not just connected to it. You are an extension of it, a focal point through which infinite possibility becomes specific experience. Your purpose exists in this field as potential waiting to be actualized. Every dream that has ever stirred your heart, every vision that has brought tears to your eyes, every impossible thing that somehow feels completely possible when you quiet your mind. These are not fantasies. They are glimpses of what exists for you in the quantum field of potential. Most people live their entire lives without understanding that they are constantly choosing which possibilities to collapse into their reality. They react to circumstances instead of creating from consciousness. They let fear dictate their choices instead of allowing love to guide their decisions. They settle for what seems realistic instead of reaching for what feels aligned with their soul's deepest knowing. But tonight, you are remembering that you are not a victim of circumstances. You are a creator of experiences. You are not limited by what has happened to you. You are empowered by what you choose to focus on now. You are not bound by what others say is possible. You have access to possibilities that exist beyond the current understanding of your rational mind. The quantum field responds to the frequency of your being, not the content of your wanting. It responds to who you are becoming, not who you have been. It responds to the energetic signature you emit when you align with your purpose, when you step into your power, when you choose love over fear, expansion over contraction, service over selfishness. When you live from your authentic purpose, you become a magnet for synchronicities, for helpful people appearing at exactly the right time, for opportunities that seem too good to be true, but feel absolutely aligned with your soul's path. This is not luck. This is the quantum field organizing itself around your clarity of intention and your willingness to act on your inner guidance. Your purpose is not limited by your current resources, connections, or circumstances. In the quantum field, everything you need already exists. The people who will support you, the money that will fund your mission, the ideas that will illuminate your path, the courage that will sustain you. All of this exists as potential waiting for you to align with it through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. But alignment is not passive waiting. Alignment is active participation in your own becoming. It is making choices that honor your soul even when your mind cannot see the full picture. It is taking steps toward what calls to you, even when you don't know where the path leads. It is trusting that the field will respond to your movement in its direction. The quantum field is also forgiving. It does not punish you for past mistakes or hold grudges about missed opportunities. Every moment is a new moment, every breath a new beginning, every choice a chance to realign with what matters most. Your purpose is not time-sensitive in the way your mind thinks it is. It is soul-sensitive, and souls operate on divine timing, not human schedules. Tonight, as your consciousness settles into the space between thoughts, you have access to this field in ways that are not available during your busy waking hours. In this receptive state, you can feel the pull of possibilities that are seeking to manifest through you. You can sense the direction your soul wants to move. You can receive downloads of information, inspiration, and instruction that will guide your next steps. Your cells are quantum mechanical systems. They respond to consciousness, to intention, to the energetic environment you create through your beliefs and emotions. When you align with your purpose at the quantum level, every cell in your body becomes a co-creator of your destiny, a participant in the manifestation of your soul's highest vision. Feel into the field now. Feel how it surrounds you, how it permeates you, how it offers you infinite possibilities for healing, growing, contributing, and becoming. Your purpose is not something you must find. It is something that is finding you, drawing you, calling you forward into the magnificent expression of who you came here to be. The deepest pain you have ever experienced was not a mistake. It was not evidence that the universe is cruel, or that you are unlucky, or that life is meaningless. Your greatest wounds are sacred wounds. They are doorways through which your soul's purpose enters the world. They are the places where your compassion was forged, your strength was born, and your unique medicine was distilled. Every person who has made a significant contribution to healing, justice, beauty, or truth has done so not despite their wounds, but because of them. The activist was often once powerless. The healer was often once broken. The artist often once lived in a world of gray. The teacher often once felt profoundly lost. Their wounds became their wisdom. Their pain became their power. Their personal healing became their gift to the world. Your pain was never meant to diminish you. It was meant to deepen you. It was meant to crack you open so that your light could shine through. It was meant to teach you what only experience can teach, to give you access to truths that cannot be learned from books or inherited from others. It was meant to prepare you to help others navigate the same territories of the soul that you have walked. But sacred wounds are different from victimhood. Sacred wounds are wounds that have been consciously transformed through love, forgiveness, meaning-making, and service. They are wounds that have been honored for their teaching, integrated into your wisdom, and alchemized into medicine for others. They are wounds that no longer define you, but refine you. Many people get stuck in their wounds, building identities around their trauma, creating stories that justify limitation and fear. But your soul did not arrange for you to experience difficulty so that you could remain small. Your soul arranged for you to experience difficulty so that you could become large enough to hold others' pain with compassion, large enough to offer hope born from your own healing, large enough to serve at a depth that only comes from having traveled through darkness and found the light. This does not mean that your pain was necessary or that suffering is good. This means that since pain is often unavoidable in human life, your soul has the magnificent capacity to transform it into something that serves not only your growth, but the healing of the world. Your wounds become doorways when you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "How can this serve?" The medicine you carry is often the medicine you most needed to receive. The healing you are meant to offer is often the healing you first had to give yourself. The hope you are meant to kindle in others is often the hope you had to fight to maintain in your own darkest hours. This is not coincidence. This is the sophisticated intelligence of a soul that wastes nothing, that transforms everything, that uses even its deepest challenges as raw material for its highest service. Your sacred wounds have given you empathy that cannot be taught, strength that cannot be manufactured, and wisdom that cannot be acquired through easy living. They have made you multilingual in the languages of the human heart. They have qualified you to sit with others in their darkness because you know that darkness intimately and have found the way through. But transformation requires that you stop bleeding from wounds that have already healed. It requires that you stop using old pain to excuse new limitations. It requires that you honor what those experiences gave you while refusing to let them dictate what is possible for you now. It requires that you see your scars as evidence not of damage but of healing, not of weakness but of survival, not of unworthiness but of strength. Tonight we are not asking you to forget your pain or pretend it didn't happen. We are asking you to recognize it as sacred, to honor it as meaningful, to see it as preparatory for a purpose that could not have been fulfilled without those specific experiences. We are asking you to let your wounds become your doorways to serving something larger than yourself. Your cells remember not only the trauma, but also the triumph. They remember not only the breaking, but also the healing. They remember not only the moments you felt powerless, but also the moments you discovered power you didn't know you had. Tonight we activate the cellular memory of resilience, of healing, of sacred wound becoming sacred doorway. The universe is always speaking to you, but not in words. It communicates through synchronicities, through patterns, through the poetry of everyday life rearranging itself to deliver messages to your soul. It speaks through the book that falls off the shelf at exactly the right moment, through the song that plays when you need to hear its lyrics, through the stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear. This divine communication system becomes more active when you are aligned with your purpose. It's as if the cosmos itself conspires to support your awakening, sending you signs, signals, and confirmations that you are on the right path. But you must develop the eyes to see and the ears to hear this deeper conversation that is always happening around you. The language of the universe includes repetition, the same numbers appearing on clocks, license plates, and receipts, the same themes showing up in conversations, books, and dreams, the same opportunities presenting themselves from different directions. These repetitions are not coincidences. They are the universe's way of getting your attention, of highlighting what deserves your focus, of confirming directions that align with your soul's journey. It speaks through what opens and what closes, doors that swing wide despite your fears, opportunities that appear when you thought none existed, connections that happen effortlessly when you are in alignment. It also speaks through doors that won't budge no matter how hard you push, relationships that dissolve despite your best efforts, paths that seem to disappear just as you thought you had found your way. The universe speaks through your body's responses, the expansion you feel in your chest when you think about certain possibilities, the contraction you feel when you consider others, the energy that flows through you when you engage with activities that align with your purpose, the depletion you experience when you force yourself into situations that don't serve your soul's growth. It communicates through other people who become unwitting messengers, delivering exactly the encouragement, challenge, or information you need at precisely the right time. Sometimes the message comes through the mouth of a child, sometimes through the wisdom of an elder, sometimes through a casual comment from a stranger that penetrates directly to your heart. Dreams become a primary communication channel between your conscious self and the cosmic intelligence that is always guiding you. In sleep, your rational mind relaxes its guard, allowing deeper truths to surface. Recurring dreams, powerful symbols, and emotional experiences in dreams often carry important information about your purpose, your next steps, and your soul's deepest desires. The universe also speaks through what breaks down in your life. Relationships, jobs, and circumstances that no longer serve your growth will often dissolve or become uncomfortable, not as punishment but as redirection. What appears to be failure or loss is often the universe clearing space for what is more aligned with who you are becoming. Nature becomes a constant communication partner when you learn to pay attention. Animals that cross your path, weather patterns that mirror your internal states, plants that thrive or struggle in your presence, all carry messages about your energetic alignment and your soul's needs. Indigenous wisdom keepers have always known this. Modern life has forgotten it, but your soul remembers. The language of the universe becomes clearer as you become quieter. In the stillness of meditation, the silence of early morning, the peace of being alone in nature, the subtle communications that are always present become audible to your inner ear. Your purpose often reveals itself not in dramatic moments but in quiet ones, not through thinking harder, but through listening deeper. Tonight, as your mind settles into sleep, you are opening yourself to receive divine communication in its purest form. Your soul is fluent in this cosmic language. It knows how to interpret the symbols, feel into the meanings, and translate the guidance into practical next steps. Trust the messages you receive. Trust the knowing that comes without words. Trust the intelligence that is always conspiring for your highest good and the fulfillment of your sacred purpose. Within every cell of your body lies not just genetic information, but the accumulated wisdom of every ancestor who came before you, every experience that shaped your lineage, every triumph and tragedy that contributed to your existence. Your cells carry more than DNA. They carry dreams, aspirations, unfinished business, and unrealized potential that is seeking expression through your life. Tonight, we are activating the cellular memories that serve your highest purpose while releasing those that limit your potential. Your ancestors dreamed of possibilities they could not pursue due to the constraints of their time, their circumstances, their understanding of what was possible. Some of these dreams live on in your DNA, waiting for someone in the lineage who has the freedom, the resources, and the consciousness to fulfill them. You may find yourself drawn to certain causes, certain forms of artistic expression, certain types of healing work, not just because of your personal interests, but because your cellular memory carries the passion of ancestors who could not act on these callings. Your purpose may be the fulfillment of dreams that have been traveling through your family line for generations, waiting for the right person in the right circumstances at the right time. But cellular memory also carries trauma, limiting beliefs and fears that were adaptive for previous generations, but may no longer serve you. Fear of speaking out that once meant survival may now prevent you from sharing your voice. Beliefs about scarcity that once ensured careful resource management may now block your ability to receive abundance. Patterns of hiding gifts that once provided protection may now keep you from stepping into your full power. The magnificent truth is that you have the ability to transform cellular memory through consciousness, intention, and aligned action. When you choose courage, you are healing the fear carried in your cells. When you choose abundance thinking, you are transforming scarcity programming. When you step into your power, you are liberating not just yourself but your entire lineage from patterns of limitation. Your cells respond to your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs as if they are environmental conditions. When you consistently choose thoughts aligned with your purpose, when you feel emotions of excitement about your mission, when you believe deeply in your capacity to contribute something meaningful, your cells reorganize themselves around these new instructions. Ancient wisdom traditions have always understood that we carry the memory of our ancestors and the potential of our descendants within our very being. Modern epigenetics is now proving that experiences can literally change gene expression, that trauma can be passed down through generations, and that healing can also be transmitted to future generations through the choices we make today. When you activate the cellular memories that support your purpose, you may experience sudden knowing about skills you've never learned, passions you've never explored, or wisdom you've never formally acquired. This is not imagination. This is the activation of potentials that have been dormant in your DNA, waiting for the right moment to surface. You may also find that as you align with your purpose, certain physical ailments begin to heal, certain energy blocks begin to dissolve, certain emotional patterns begin to shift. This is your cells releasing old programming and embracing new instructions that support your highest expression. Disease often occurs when there is a conflict between who you are being and who your soul came to be. Healing occurs when this conflict resolves. The activation process is enhanced by your willingness to honor your lineage while refusing to be limited by it. Thank your ancestors for their contributions to your existence. Honor their struggles and their strengths, and then consciously choose to expand beyond their limitations, to heal their wounds, to fulfill their unfinished dreams in ways that serve not just you, but the collective healing of humanity. Your cellular memory includes not just human ancestry, but cosmic ancestry. You are made of stardust, elements forged in the hearts of ancient stars. Your cells carry the memory of creation itself, the impulse toward complexity, beauty, consciousness, and love that drives the evolution of the universe. Your purpose is connected to this cosmic purpose, to increase love, awareness, beauty, and connection in the world. Tonight, as your body enters the restorative states of sleep, we are giving your cells permission to release what no longer serves and activate what supports your highest purpose. Feel your DNA responding to this invitation. Feel your cellular memory awakening to possibilities that have been waiting for this moment of conscious choice. You are not just healing yourself. You are healing your lineage and contributing to the healing of all life. Before you took your first breath in this physical body, before you opened your eyes to this world, your soul collaborated with divine intelligence to create a blueprint for this lifetime. This blueprint contains the essential elements of your purpose, the lessons you came to learn, the gifts you came to develop, the contributions you came to make, and the healing you came to facilitate. This divine blueprint is not rigid like an architectural plan that must be followed exactly. It is more like a musical theme with infinite variations, a seed that contains the potential for many different expressions depending on the choices you make and the consciousness you develop. But the core essence, the fundamental purpose remains constant, an unshakable knowing that you are here for reasons beyond your current understanding. The blueprint includes what some might call your soul contracts, agreements made at the level of spirit with other souls who would play important roles in your growth, your healing, and your service. Some of these souls appear as family members, some as friends, some as teachers, and some as those who challenge you. All serve the evolution of your soul and the fulfillment of your purpose. Your divine blueprint also contains what we might call your spiritual DNA, the qualities, abilities, and characteristics that your soul chose to develop in this lifetime. These are not random assignments, but carefully selected potentials that build upon the growth you achieved in previous experiences and prepare you for the next phase of your soul's evolution. You came here with specific sensitivities that are actually superpowers. Your ability to feel deeply is not weakness. It is your capacity to serve as an emotional translator for those who have forgotten how to feel. Your tendency to see what's wrong with current systems is not negativity. It is your visionary gift recognizing what needs to be transformed. Your discomfort with superficial conversation is not antisocial behavior. It is your soul's calling toward depth and authentic connection. The blueprint includes the timing of your awakening. You may have felt lost or unclear about your purpose for years, even decades, not because you were off track, but because you were not yet ready to handle the power and responsibility that comes with fully knowing your mission. Your soul has been preparing you through every experience, every challenge, every seeming detour, for this moment of recognition. Sometimes the blueprint reveals itself gradually, like a sunrise slowly illuminating a landscape that was always there, but couldn't be seen in the darkness. Other times it reveals itself suddenly, like lightning illuminating the path in a single brilliant flash. Both are perfect. Your soul knows the right timing for your particular journey. The divine blueprint includes not just what you are here to do, but how you are here to be. Your purpose is not just about your actions and achievements. It is about your presence, your energy, the way you affect others simply by being authentically yourself. Some people are here to teach through words, others through example. Some are here to heal through touch, others through their peaceful presence. Your blueprint may include service that looks nothing like traditional ideas of important work. You may be here to bring more joy into the world through your laughter. You may be here to model courage by living authentically despite others' judgments. You may be here to heal family patterns so that future generations can be free. You may be here to love someone so completely that they remember their own worth. The blueprint is holographic, meaning that your individual purpose is connected to and serves the larger purpose of human consciousness evolution. Your personal healing contributes to collective healing. Your individual awakening supports the awakening of humanity. Your unique expression of love adds to the total amount of love available in the world. Accessing your divine blueprint requires stillness, surrender, and deep listening. It requires releasing the need to understand everything with your mind and allowing your soul to reveal what it knows through feeling, intuition, and quiet knowing. Requires trusting that you chose this life, these circumstances, these challenges, because your soul knew they would perfectly serve your growth and your service. Tonight, in the sacred space between waking and sleeping, your access to this blueprint is enhanced. Your soul can communicate more directly with your consciousness. The remembrance of why you came can surface from the depths of your being, where it has always resided, waiting for you to quiet your mind enough to hear the eternal truth of who you are and why you matter. Your purpose vibrates at a specific frequency, a unique energetic signature that calls to those who need exactly what you have to offer. When you align with this frequency of service, you stop trying to be everything to everyone and start being exactly what you are to those who are meant to receive your particular gifts. This frequency is not something you create. It is something you remember. It has been with you since before birth, woven into the fabric of your soul's essence. When you were a child, before the world taught you to doubt yourself, you naturally gravitated toward certain activities, felt drawn to help in specific ways, and experienced joy in particular forms of expression. These early inclinations were not random. They were your soul's frequency beginning to express itself. The frequency of service operates like a tuning fork. When you embody your authentic purpose, you send out vibrations that resonate with people, situations, and opportunities that are aligned with your mission. Those who need your specific form of healing, teaching, creating, or supporting will be magnetically drawn to you, often without understanding why. But this same frequency will naturally repel those who are not meant to be part of your journey. This is not rejection. This is refinement. Your energy becomes selective, attracting what serves your purpose and gently redirecting what does not. This allows you to focus your precious life force on the work you came here to do, rather than scattering it in directions that drain rather than sustain you. The frequency of service includes both giving and receiving. Many spiritually oriented people have been taught that true service means endless giving, often at the expense of their own well-being. But sustainable service requires that you also be open to receiving support, resources, appreciation, and energy that refuels your capacity to continue serving. A river that only flows out eventually runs dry. Your frequency of service may change and evolve as you grow. What you came to offer in your 20s may be different from what you're here to contribute in your 50s. This is not inconsistency. This is the natural evolution of a soul that continues to learn, heal, and expand. Your core essence remains constant, but its expression may shift as you gain wisdom, heal old wounds, and develop new capacities. Some people are here to serve through their presence, their calm energy, their unconditional love, their ability to hold space for others' healing. Others serve through their creativity, bringing beauty, inspiration, and new possibilities into the world. Some serve through their intellect, solving problems, sharing knowledge, creating systems that help others. Some serve through their courage, speaking truth, challenging injustice, pioneering new ways of being. The frequency of service is not about the size of your impact, but the authenticity of your expression. A teacher touching 20 students may be fulfilling their purpose as completely as a leader, influencing millions. A mother raising conscious children may be contributing as significantly to human evolution as a famous activist. A healer working with individuals may be serving as powerfully as someone addressing global issues. Your frequency becomes stronger and clearer as you remove the static of others' expectations, societal conditioning, and fear-based beliefs about what is possible or appropriate for someone like you. When you stop trying to serve in ways that look impressive to others and start serving in ways that feel aligned to your soul, your effectiveness increases exponentially. The frequency of service is also activated by your willingness to be seen in your full truth. Many people diminish their light to avoid threatening others, but this serves no one. Your authentic radiance gives others permission to shine their light. Your courage to be fully yourself encourages others to do the same. Your commitment to your purpose inspires others to discover theirs. Sometimes your frequency of service calls you to plant seeds you will not see grow, to begin projects you will not complete, to contribute to movements larger than your individual lifetime. This requires a different kind of faith in the process of evolution, in the intelligence of the cosmos, in the worthiness of the work itself, regardless of personal recognition or immediate results. Tonight, as your consciousness settles into deeper states, feel into your frequency of service. Feel how it wants to express itself more fully in your life. Feel who it wants to call to you and what it wants to call forth from you. Feel the deep satisfaction that comes not from being needed by everyone, but from being perfectly useful to those you are meant to serve. Your cells are attuning to this frequency now, organizing themselves around service that flows from love rather than obligation, that honors your gifts rather than depleting them, that creates more energy than it consumes. This is the frequency of sustainable service, of joyful contribution, of purpose that feeds your soul while feeding the world. You are not just living your own life. You are the continuation of a story that began long before you were born and will continue long after you are gone. Within this larger narrative, you have the power to be a pattern breaker, a cycle ender, a bridge between what has been and what is possible. Your purpose may include healing wounds that have traveled through your family line for generations. Every family, every lineage, carries both gifts and shadows. The gifts may include resilience, creativity, intuition, strength, or wisdom that has been passed down through the generations. The shadows may include trauma, limiting beliefs, addictive patterns, or ways of relating that once served survival, but now limit thriving. You inherited both, and you have the power to amplify the gifts while healing the shadows. Some of the challenges you have faced in your life may not have originated with you. They may be the manifestation of unhealed trauma, unprocessed grief, or unlived dreams from previous generations seeking resolution through your experience. This does not make you a victim of your ancestry. It makes you a healer, chosen by your soul to be the one who transforms what others could not. The patterns that most need breaking in your family line are often the ones that most trigger you, the ones that make you say, "I will never be like that," the ones that evoke your strongest emotional responses. Your reaction is not weakness. It is your soul's recognition that this is your work. This is what you came to heal. This is where your transformation can serve not just you, but generations past and future. Breaking generational patterns does not mean rejecting your heritage or dishonoring your ancestors. It means taking the best of what they offered while consciously choosing not to pass on what caused harm. It means understanding their struggles with compassion while refusing to inherit their limitations. It means honoring their love while healing their wounds. The process often begins with recognizing the patterns in your own life, the ways you repeat behaviors you swore you would avoid, the fears that seem disproportionate to your actual experience, the beliefs about what is possible that feel like absolute truth but may actually be inherited programming. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. Your purpose may include modeling new possibilities for your family system. When you choose courage over fear, abundance over scarcity, authenticity over people-pleasing, or healing over denial, you're creating new neural pathways not just in your own brain, but new energetic pathways in your family field. Others in your lineage may find it easier to make similar choices because you pioneered the way. Sometimes breaking patterns means setting boundaries that have never existed in your family, saying no to dynamics that have been accepted as normal for generations, or choosing your own path even when it disappoints those who expected you to continue familiar traditions. This can feel lonely and scary, but it is sacred work that serves the evolution of your entire lineage. The healing you do on generational patterns affects not just your ancestors and descendants, but your siblings, cousins, and extended family in this lifetime. Family systems seek balance, and when one person changes, the entire system has the opportunity to reorganize around greater health and authenticity. You may find that as you heal generational patterns, certain family members become uncomfortable with your changes. This is natural. Your growth challenges their unconscious agreements about what is normal, safe, or acceptable. Your healing may trigger their unhealed wounds. Your courage may reflect back their areas of fear or stagnation. Stay compassionate, but stay committed to your truth. Breaking generational patterns also includes healing the relationship between masculine and feminine energy that may have been distorted in your family line. Perhaps the women learned to be small to be safe, or the men learned to be hard to be respected. Your purpose may include integrating both strength and tenderness, both receptivity and action, both vulnerability and power in ways that model new possibilities. The work is not just psychological, it is energetic and spiritual. When you heal a pattern at the soul level, the effects ripple backward and forward through time, offering healing to ancestors who could not find resolution in their lifetimes and clearing the path for future generations to be born into greater freedom. Tonight, as your subconscious becomes more accessible, we are inviting your soul to release any patterns, beliefs, or energetic inheritances that no longer serve your highest purpose. Feel your cellular memory being cleansed of limitations that were never truly yours. Feel new possibilities awakening in your DNA. Feel yourself becoming the ancestor future generations will thank for the healing you had the courage to choose. In a world obsessed with doing, achieving, and producing, your purpose may include the revolutionary act of being, of modeling what it looks like to live from a place of inner stillness, deep listening, and trust in divine timing. The sacred pause is not procrastination or avoidance. It is the conscious choice to align your actions with your soul's rhythm rather than the world's demands. Your soul operates on a different timeline than your mind. Your mind wants everything now: clarity, results, progress, proof that you are on the right path. But your soul understands seasons, cycles, and the necessity of integration time between periods of growth and expansion. Your purpose may require you to honor these natural rhythms even when others question your pace. The sacred pause includes the wisdom to know when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to listen, when to give and when to receive. This wisdom cannot be learned from books or taught by others. It must be cultivated through practice, through repeatedly choosing to consult your inner guidance before making decisions, through trusting the intelligence of your intuition. In the pause, you reconnect with what matters most. You remember why you started, what you truly want, and who you are beneath the layers of roles and responsibilities. You distinguish between what is urgent and what is important, between what others expect and what your soul requires, between what would be impressive and what would be authentic. The sacred pause allows for integration, the process by which experiences become wisdom, information becomes knowing, and learning becomes embodiment. Without integration time, you can accumulate knowledge without developing understanding, have experiences without gaining insights, make changes without creating transformation. Your purpose may include teaching others the value of stillness in a culture of constant motion, of reflection in a world of reaction, of depth in an environment of superficiality. Your willingness to pause, to go inward, to seek understanding before taking action may give others permission to do the same. The pause is also where inspiration lives. The ideas, insights, and solutions that will most serve your purpose do not usually come when you are striving and struggling. They come in the quiet moments, during meditation, in nature, while doing simple activities that allow your mind to rest. The pause creates space for divine intelligence to flow through you. But the sacred pause requires courage, because it goes against cultural conditioning that equates stillness with laziness, reflection with inaction, and patience with passivity. You may need to disappoint people who expect constant availability, progress reports on your journey, or explanations for why you cannot move faster toward goals that matter to them more than to you. The pause includes the art of not knowing, being comfortable with questions that have no immediate answers, with mysteries that unfold in their own time, with processes that require patience rather than pushing. Your purpose may involve modeling faith in the unseen, trust in the process, and confidence in outcomes you cannot yet imagine. In the sacred pause, you practice the discipline of inner listening. You learn to distinguish between the voice of fear, which usually speaks urgently and creates pressure, and the voice of love, which speaks gently and creates space. You develop sensitivity to the subtle signals your body sends about what is aligned and what is not. The pause is not empty waiting, it is full presence. It is being completely here, completely available to whatever is asking for your attention in this moment. It is the difference between killing time and inhabiting time, between enduring the present and embracing it, between tolerating what is and finding meaning in what is. Your purpose may unfold not through dramatic action, but through consistent presence, not through grand gestures, but through small moments of awareness, not through changing the world, but through fully inhabiting your own life with consciousness and love. Tonight, in this sacred pause between day and night, between conscious and unconscious, between effort and surrender, feel your soul's rhythm. Feel what wants to emerge from the stillness. Feel what wisdom is available when you stop trying to figure everything out and allow yourself to simply be present to what is here now. Your cells are learning a new rhythm, not the frantic pace of survival, but the sustainable rhythm of thriving, not the constant output of depleted energy, but the cycle of giving and receiving that regenerates your life force. In the sacred pause, you remember that you are a human being, not a human doing, and that your being is your greatest gift to the world. Your soul operates according to a cosmic schedule that is perfectly coordinated with the evolution of consciousness, the movement of energy, and the needs of the collective. What appears to your mind as delay, missed opportunity, or poor timing is often divine timing orchestrating circumstances for your highest good and greatest service. Every experience in your life, including the ones that seemed like detours or mistakes, has been preparing you for this moment of awakening to your purpose. The job that drained your soul taught you what you don't want to spend your life doing. The relationship that broke your heart opened your capacity for compassion. The illness that slowed you down forced you to develop inner resources you didn't know you had. Divine timing includes periods of apparent stagnation that are actually integration phases, times when your soul is processing lessons, your psyche is reorganizing around new truths, and your energy is gathering for the next phase of expression. These quiet periods are not evidence of being off track, but of being precisely where you need to be for the next level of your evolution. Your purpose may have been delayed until now because you needed to develop certain qualities, heal specific wounds, or gather particular experiences that would inform your service. You may have needed to live long enough to gain credibility, wisdom, or resources that younger versions of yourself could not have accessed. You may have needed to exhaust other options so that you would have the motivation to choose your authentic path. The timing of your awakening is also coordinated with the needs of the world. The particular combination of gifts, experiences, and perspectives that you bring may be exactly what is needed now, in this moment in history, in this phase of human evolution. Your emergence may be part of a larger pattern of souls awakening to serve the transformation that is occurring on this planet. Divine timing includes the people who come into your life exactly when you need them, the mentor who appears when you are ready to learn, the friend who offers support when you are struggling, the stranger who delivers the message you need to hear. These encounters are not random, but orchestrated by an intelligence that sees the bigger picture of your journey. It also includes the people who leave your life when their role is complete, relationships that end, opportunities that disappear, and doors that close are not always signs of failure, but of completion. Divine timing knows when you have learned what you came to learn from particular people or situations, and when it is time to move forward. Your resistance to divine timing often creates suffering. When you fight against the natural rhythm of your soul's development, when you try to force outcomes according to your timeline, rather than trusting the cosmic schedule, you create internal conflict and external obstacles. Surrendering to divine timing does not mean being passive. It means being responsive to the guidance you receive, rather than driven by fear or impatience. The signs of divine timing include synchronicities that confirm you are on the right path, opportunities that arise with ease despite your lack of traditional qualifications, and doors that open just as you approach them. It includes the right resources appearing at the right moment, and the right people saying yes to your requests for support. Divine timing also includes what mystics call the dark night of the soul, periods of confusion, depression, or spiritual emptiness that precede major breakthroughs. These difficult times are not punishment but preparation, not evidence of being lost, but of being in transition between who you were and who you are becoming. Your mind may judge your timing as too late, too old to start something new, too far behind to catch up, too inexperienced to succeed. But your soul chose this timing with perfect wisdom. There is something powerful about beginning your authentic work, at whatever age you begin it. There is medicine in the journey you took to get here, including all the apparent wrong turns and wasted years. Divine timing includes the understanding that your purpose is not time-limited in the way your mind believes it is. Your soul came here to serve in whatever time you have available, whether that is decades or days. The impact of an authentic life is not measured in years, but in depth, not in duration, but in truth, not in longevity, but in love. Tonight, as you release the need to understand the schedule and trust the intelligence that orchestrates your life, feel your soul's profound relief at being released from the pressure of your mind's timeline. Feel the peace that comes with trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, exactly when it should, for reasons that serve your highest good and the greatest good of all. The space between knowing your purpose and living your purpose requires one thing above all others: courage. Not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in the presence of fear. Not the certainty of success, but the commitment to authenticity regardless of outcome. Not the guarantee of others' approval, but the determination to honor your soul's calling, even when it makes others uncomfortable. The courage to begin is different from other types of bravery. It is not the courage of emergency situations or dramatic moments. It is the quiet, sustained courage of choosing your authentic path day after day, decision after decision, even when the world offers you easier alternatives, even when people question your choices, even when you cannot see the complete path ahead. This courage whispers, start before you feel ready. Begin with what you have. Take the next step, not because you know where it leads, but because you trust what is calling you forward. The courage to begin understands that readiness is not a prerequisite for authenticity, that competence develops through practice, and that clarity comes from movement, not from waiting. Your soul has been preparing you for this moment of beginning your entire life. Every experience has contributed to your readiness, even the ones that seem to have nothing to do with your purpose. Your sensitivity prepared you to serve sensitive people. Your struggles prepared you to guide others through similar challenges. Your questions prepared you to provide answers. Your healing prepared you to facilitate healing in others. The courage to begin includes releasing the need to have everything figured out before you start. Your purpose will reveal itself through action, not through analysis. It will become clear through engagement, not through endless planning. The path appears as you walk it, not before you take the first step. But beginning requires that you disappoint some people. Those who benefited from your smaller version of yourself may resist your expansion. Those who felt comfortable with your fear may be threatened by your courage. Those who preferred your self-doubt may be uncomfortable with your growing confidence. Beginning means being willing to let some relationships evolve or end as you evolve and grow. The courage to begin is supported by the understanding that you do not have to do everything at once. You do not have to transform your entire life overnight or achieve your complete vision immediately. You only have to take the next aligned action, make the next authentic choice, honor the next call from your soul. Beginning may look like saying no to what no longer fits your life, even when saying no feels scary or selfish. It may look like saying yes to opportunities that align with your purpose, even when you feel underqualified or unprepared. It may look like investing time and energy in your authentic interests, even when others consider them impractical or unrealistic. The courage to begin includes the willingness to be seen in your emerging authenticity, to let people witness your growth, to allow others to observe your journey without needing their approval or understanding. It means sharing your gifts before they feel perfect, expressing your truth before it sounds polished, offering your service before you feel completely qualified. Sometimes beginning looks like dramatic action, quitting a job, ending a relationship, moving to a new place. But more often it looks like subtle shifts in daily choices, gradual changes in how you spend your time and energy, and quiet decisions to honor your inner guidance more consistently than your external pressures. The courage to begin is regenerated by small successes, by signs that you are on the right path, by the increase in energy and joy that comes from aligned action. Each authentic choice makes the next one easier. Each step toward your purpose builds courage for the step that follows. Your purpose does not require you to be perfect before you begin. It requires you to be genuine. It does not demand that you have all the answers. It asks only that you remain open to learning, growing, and refining your understanding as you go. Tonight, feel the courage that lives in your bones, in your blood, in your soul. Feel how it has been there all along, waiting for you to recognize it, claim it, and act from it. Feel how it grows stronger, not from the absence of fear, but from your willingness to move forward in fear's presence. This courage is not something you must develop. It is something you must remember. It is your birthright as a soul who chose to incarnate for a purpose. The deepest spiritual truth about living your purpose is this: you are not meant to control every aspect of how it unfolds. You are meant to align with it, surrender to it, and allow it to express itself through you in ways that may surprise and delight you. The tight grip of control strangles the natural flow of purpose, while the open hand of surrender allows miracles to occur. Control is the ego's attempt to manage outcomes based on limited perception and past experience. Flow is the soul's trust in infinite intelligence and unlimited possibility. Control operates from fear, fear that things will not work out, fear that you will not be supported, fear that you are not enough to fulfill your purpose. Flow operates from love, love of the process, love of growth, love of service regardless of personal recognition. When you try to control how your purpose manifests, you limit it to what your mind can imagine, based on what it already knows. But your purpose is connected to cosmic intelligence that sees possibilities your mind cannot conceive. solutions your logic cannot devise, and pathways your rational thinking cannot map. Surrendering control opens you to receive guidance and support beyond your current understanding. The flow of purpose includes unexpected opportunities appearing at perfect moments, the right people entering your life without your active seeking, and resources becoming available in ways you could not have arranged. It includes doors closing that you thought you wanted to walk through, and doors opening that you didn't know existed. Releasing control does not mean being passive or abandoning personal responsibility. It means taking aligned action while holding your plans lightly, working toward your vision while remaining open to better possibilities, making efforts while trusting that your efforts are being supported by forces beyond your individual will. The flow state is where creativity, intuition, and effectiveness meet. When you are in flow with your purpose, ideas come effortlessly, solutions appear naturally, and actions feel guided by something larger than your conscious planning. Time seems to expand, energy increases, and what once felt difficult begins to feel joyful. But flow requires releasing the need to understand every detail of how your purpose will unfold. It requires trusting that there is an intelligence orchestrating your life that sees the bigger picture, coordinates timing, and arranges circumstances for your highest good and greatest service. It requires faith in the process, even when you cannot see the complete path. Embracing flow also means releasing attachment to specific outcomes while maintaining commitment to your authentic expression. You can be clear about your values, passionate about your vision, and dedicated to your service while remaining open to how these express themselves in the physical world. The how is not your responsibility. The what and why are your domain. The ego wants guarantees, timelines, and proof that everything will work out according to its preferences. The soul wants adventure, growth, and the joy of discovering what becomes possible when you trust the process. Your purpose is an adventure of the soul, not a project of the ego. Flow includes cycles of expansion and contraction, of action and rest, of giving and receiving. Fighting these natural rhythms creates resistance and exhaustion. Honoring them allows you to serve sustainably, to give from fullness rather than depletion, to act from inspiration rather than desperation. When you resist the flow of your purpose, life feels hard, progress feels slow, and obstacles seem insurmountable. When you align with the flow, life becomes easier, synchronicities increase, and support appears from unexpected sources. The difference is not in the external circumstances, but in your internal relationship with what is happening. Embracing flow also requires releasing the need to prove your worthiness to receive what you desire. Your purpose is not something you earn through suffering or struggle. It is something you accept through surrender and self-love. You are worthy of fulfilling your purpose simply because you exist, simply because your soul chose this mission, simply because the world needs what you came to give. Tonight, as you prepare to surrender your conscious awareness to the flow of sleep, practice surrendering your purpose to the flow of divine intelligence. Feel what it would be like to trust completely in the unfolding of your life. Feel the relief of releasing the burden, of figuring everything out, and the joy of being carried by a current that knows exactly where it is going. Your cells are learning to flow with life rather than resist it, to bend with change rather than break, to trust in the intelligence that beats your heart and grows your hair and heals your wounds. This same intelligence is orchestrating the fulfillment of your purpose in ways more beautiful than you could plan for yourself. Every person in your life is a mirror, reflecting back aspects of yourself that you need to see, heal, integrate, or celebrate. Your relationships are not random encounters but soul agreements designed to support your growth and the fulfillment of your purpose. Understanding this transforms how you see conflict, attraction, and the role others play in your spiritual journey. Those who trigger you most intensely are often your greatest teachers, showing you where you still carry unhealed wounds, where you give your power away, or where you need to establish stronger boundaries. The very qualities that annoy you in others may be qualities you judge in yourself or qualities you need to develop. Your reactions are information about your inner landscape, not just commentary on other people's behavior. The people who seem to have what you want are mirrors of your own potential. Instead of feeling jealous or inferior, you can recognize that you would not be able to perceive their gifts if you did not carry similar seeds within yourself. Their success shows you what is possible when someone follows their authentic path with courage and commitment. Your romantic relationships are particularly powerful mirrors, reflecting your deepest beliefs about love, worthiness, and intimacy. The patterns that repeat in your love life, the ways you attract unavailable partners, settle for less than you deserve, or sabotage good relationships, are all pointing toward aspects of your relationship with yourself that need healing. Family members are mirrors of inherited patterns, showing you both the gifts and shadows of your lineage. Those family dynamics that frustrate you most may be the very patterns your soul came here to heal and transform. Your family of origin provided the perfect laboratory for developing the specific qualities and insights your purpose requires. But relationships also mirror your gifts, your growth, and your increasing alignment with your authentic self. As you heal and evolve, you attract different types of people and experience different dynamics. The quality of your relationships reflects the quality of your relationship with yourself. Your purpose will naturally affect your relationships. As you become more authentic, some connections will deepen while others may fade. This is not failure, but refinement. Your energy becomes more selective, attracting those who resonate with your truth and naturally repelling those who are not aligned with your path. Some people in your life are here to support your purpose directly. They become collaborators, cheerleaders, and co-creators of your mission. Others support your purpose indirectly by challenging you to grow stronger, clearer, and more compassionate. Both types of relationships serve your evolution, even though only one feels comfortable. The mirror of relationships also shows you how your purpose is meant to express itself through service to others. You may discover your gifts by noticing what people consistently ask for your help with, what they compliment you on, or what seems to come so naturally to you that you assume everyone can do it. Pay attention to the stories people tell you, the struggles they share, and the dreams they confess. These are often reflections of your own journey and indicators of where your healing work or wisdom might be most needed. Your purpose may be calling you to serve exactly the people who feel safe sharing their deepest truths with you. Relationships also mirror your readiness for your purpose. When you are operating from fear, people-pleasing, or self-abandonment, you attract relationships that reinforce these patterns. When you are operating from love, authenticity, and self-respect, you attract relationships that support and celebrate your highest expression. The relationship mirror works both ways. Just as others reflect aspects of yourself, you are reflecting aspects of others back to them. Your healing affects everyone around you. Your courage gives others permission to be brave. Your authenticity invites others to drop their masks. Your commitment to your purpose inspires others to discover theirs. Some relationships are meant to be temporary, bringing specific gifts or lessons for a particular phase of your journey. Recognizing when these relationships are complete and releasing them with gratitude allows both you and the other person to move forward toward what serves your respective purposes. The ultimate relationship mirror is your connection with yourself. How you treat yourself sets the standard for how others treat you. How you speak to yourself becomes the inner voice that guides or sabotages your choices. How you honor or ignore your own needs determines whether your purpose emerges from wholeness or depletion. Tonight, as you reflect on the significant relationships in your life, see them as sacred mirrors reflecting back to you everything you need to know about your growth, your healing, and your purpose. Thank them for their service to your awakening, even if their methods have been uncomfortable. Every relationship is a teacher, every interaction an opportunity to know yourself more deeply and love yourself more completely. True abundance flows not from forcing or grasping, but from aligning your life with your authentic purpose and trusting that the universe supports what supports life. When you are living in integrity with your soul's calling, resources, opportunities, and support flow toward you with a naturalness that seems miraculous, but is actually the normal operating system of a life aligned with love. Most people approach abundance backwards. They think they need to accumulate money, possessions, and security before they can afford to follow their purpose. But abundance is not a prerequisite for purpose. It is a result of purpose. When you align your life with what truly matters to your soul, you discover that what you need comes not from hoarding, but from flowing. Not from taking, but from giving. Not from fear, but from love. The universe has a vested interest in your purpose being fulfilled because your authentic self-expression contributes to the evolution of consciousness, the healing of the planet, and the expansion of love. Supporting your purpose is supporting life itself, and life always finds a way to sustain what truly serves the greater good. But abundance through alignment requires a fundamental shift in how you think about money, work, and security. Instead of seeing money as something you earn through struggle or manipulation, you begin to see it as energy that flows toward what is alive, authentic, and useful. Instead of seeing work as something you endure to survive, you begin to see it as an expression of your gifts, in service to something larger than yourself. This shift can be terrifying for the parts of your psyche that have been trained to believe in scarcity, that have learned to equate security with compromise and abundance with luck or privilege. But your soul knows that real security comes not from having but from being, not from controlling external circumstances, but from trusting your ability to respond creatively to whatever arises. Abundance through alignment includes the courage to invest time and energy in developing your authentic gifts, even when you cannot immediately see how they will generate income. It includes the faith to follow opportunities that feel aligned, even when they do not fit traditional career paths. It includes the willingness to say no to money that comes with strings that compromise your integrity. When you align with your purpose, you often discover that skills you developed casually become valuable, that experiences you thought were irrelevant become assets, that connections you made naturally become resources. The universe has been preparing you for abundance in ways you could not perceive while you were focused on conventional approaches to financial security. The abundance that flows from alignment is not just financial. It includes abundance of energy, creativity, joy, meaningful relationships, and opportunities for growth and service. These forms of abundance are often more sustainable and satisfying than purely material wealth because they nourish your soul while meeting your practical needs. But alignment also requires releasing the need to prove your worth through external accumulation. The ego seeks abundance as evidence of value, as protection against judgment, as a way to feel superior or secure. The soul seeks abundance as a tool for service, as a means of supporting others' growth, as a way to create beauty and heal suffering in the world. Abundance through alignment flows in cycles. There may be periods of material plenty and periods of material simplicity, but if you remain aligned with your purpose, you will always have what you need when you need it. This requires developing a different relationship with uncertainty, seeing it not as threat, but as adventure, not as scarcity, but as opportunity. The alignment that creates abundance is not a one-time decision, but an ongoing practice. Every choice becomes an opportunity to move closer to or farther from your authentic path. Every decision about how to spend your time, energy, and attention either supports your purpose or dilutes it. Sometimes abundance requires releasing what looks like abundance but does not feel abundant. A high-paying job that drains your soul may need to be released to make space for work that pays less initially, but allows you to give your gifts fully. A lifestyle that impresses others but requires you to betray yourself may need to be simplified to create space for authentic expression. The trust required for abundance through alignment is profound. It asks you to believe that following your heart is not selfish but generous, that honoring your gifts is not egotistical but essential, that living your truth is not risky but the safest thing you can do because it aligns you with the creative force of the universe. Tonight, as you prepare to rest in the abundance of sleep, of oxygen freely available, of your heart beating without your conscious effort, remember that you live in an abundant universe that has been supporting your existence since before you were born. The same intelligence that coordinates your cellular function is coordinating the fulfillment of your purpose, including the abundance needed to support that fulfillment. The path to fulfilling your purpose requires mastering the sacred art of discernment, knowing when to say yes to what serves your mission and when to say no to what distracts from it. Every yes to something aligned is simultaneously a no to everything that would compromise that alignment. Every no to what does not serve creates space for what does. Your sacred yes feels like expansion in your body, like energy flowing toward possibility, like coming alive in a way that tells you this choice supports your authentic expression. Your sacred yes often comes with fear because it usually requires growth, but it also comes with excitement, anticipation, and a deep sense of rightness that transcends logical analysis. The sacred yes says yes to opportunities that may stretch you beyond your current comfort zone, but align with your soul's direction. It says yes to relationships that see and celebrate your authentic self, rather than requiring you to be smaller or different than you are. It says yes to experiences that feed your spirit, even when they challenge your ego's preferences for safety and predictability. But the sacred no is equally important, and often more difficult to practice. Your sacred no protects your energy, your time, and your focus for what matters most. It creates boundaries that allow your yes to be genuine rather than obligatory, powerful rather than scattered, sustainable rather than depleting. The sacred no says no to opportunities that look good on paper, but feel wrong in your body. It says no to relationships that require you to abandon yourself to maintain connection. It says no to requests for your time and energy that come from others' needs, rather than from alignment with your purpose. It says no to the voice in your head that tells you to be grateful for whatever you can get, rather than holding out for what truly serves your soul's mission. Learning to say no with love is one of the most challenging spiritual practices because it requires disappointing people, risking their disapproval, and trusting that your inner guidance is more reliable than their external pressure. But every time you say no to what doesn't serve, you increase your capacity to say yes to what does. The sacred no often feels selfish to people who have been trained to prioritize others' needs over their own truth. But saying yes when you mean no is not generosity. It is deception. It creates resentment in you and false expectations in others. It depletes the very energy you need to serve your actual purpose, while providing help that comes from obligation rather than inspiration. Your energy is finite in each moment, but it is renewable when you use it in alignment with your authentic self. The sacred yes energizes you even when the activity is challenging, because it connects you with your life force. The sacred no protects this life force from being drained by activities, people, or commitments that feel heavy, rather than enlivening. The practice of sacred discernment requires that you become exquisitely sensitive to your body's wisdom. Your body knows the difference between authentic desire and manufactured should. It knows the difference between fear that warns of real danger and fear that simply resists growth. It knows the difference between tiredness that calls for rest and tiredness that comes from living out of alignment. Sometimes the sacred yes requires saying yes to rest when the world demands productivity, yes to simplicity when the culture promotes complexity, yes to depth when others prefer surface conversation. Yes to your own pace when others want you to move faster or slower than feels right to you. The sacred no might require saying no to family traditions that no longer fit who you are becoming. No to social expectations that require you to play roles that feel inauthentic. No to professional opportunities that would advance your career, but compromise your values. No to relationships that take more energy than they give. Your discernment will be tested by people who benefit from your old patterns of saying yes when you mean no. They may accuse you of being selfish, ungrateful, or disappointing. They may try to guilt you into maintaining familiar dynamics, but their resistance is often confirmation that you are making changes that serve your growth and authenticity. The sacred yes and no are not permanent decisions but ongoing practices. What serves your purpose may change as you evolve, heal, and grow. Relationships, opportunities, and activities that once aligned with your path may complete their usefulness. New possibilities that once felt wrong may begin to feel right as you develop new capacities and heal old wounds. Discernment also includes the wisdom to know when your no is coming from fear rather than wisdom, when your yes is coming from people-pleasing rather than authentic desire. This requires ongoing honest self-examination and the willingness to course correct when you realize you have made choices from unconscious patterns rather than conscious alignment. The mastery of sacred yes and no creates a life of integrity, a life where your external choices match your internal truth, where your time and energy flow toward what matters most to your soul, where your daily activities support rather than sabotage your deepest purpose. As you practice this discernment, You may find that you need fewer opportunities because the ones you choose are more aligned. You may discover that you attract different types of requests as your energy becomes more coherent. You may notice that your relationships become more authentic as you stop trying to be everything to everyone. Tonight, as you rest in the wisdom of your own inner knowing, trust that you have everything you need to discern what serves your purpose and what does not. Trust the expansion and contraction in your body, the excitement and dread in your emotions, the clarity and confusion in your mind. Your soul speaks through all of these channels, guiding you toward choices that honor your authentic path. Your cells are learning to recognize alignment at the molecular level, to respond with vitality to what serves your purpose, and to signal discomfort when you consider choices that would compromise your integrity. This biological wisdom is one of your greatest allies in creating a life that reflects your deepest truth. Understanding your purpose intellectually is different from embodying it fully in your daily life. Integration is the process by which insights become wisdom, realizations become transformations, and spiritual understanding becomes practical expression. Embodiment is living your purpose so completely that it infuses every aspect of your being, your thoughts, emotions, actions, and presence. The journey from knowing to being requires patience with yourself as you navigate the gap between your vision and your current reality. You may have moments of crystal clarity about your purpose, followed by periods of confusion about how to live it practically. This is normal and necessary. Integration happens in layers, like depth of understanding deepening over time. Integration includes the willingness to be imperfect, while you learn to embody your purpose more fully. You may make mistakes, take wrong turns, or temporarily lose sight of your path. These are not failures, but part of the learning process. Your soul does not expect perfection. It expects authenticity, effort, and the willingness to keep growing and adjusting as you discover what works. Embodying your purpose requires bringing it into your relationships, learning to interact with others from your authentic self, rather than from the roles and masks you developed for survival. This might mean having more honest conversations, setting different boundaries, or expressing needs and feelings you previously kept hidden. It includes bringing your purpose into your work life, either by transforming your current work to align more closely with your values and gifts, or by gradually transitioning toward work that feels more purposeful. This transformation may happen slowly over months or years, requiring patience and strategic planning rather than dramatic overnight changes. Embodiment also means bringing your purpose into your daily routines and habits. How you start your mornings, what you consume through media and entertainment, how you care for your body, and what you do in your leisure time all become opportunities to either support or undermine your authentic expression. The process includes integrating shadow aspects of yourself, the parts you have judged, rejected, or tried to eliminate. Your purpose cannot be fully embodied while significant parts of yourself remain unaccepted. The very qualities you have labeled as negative may contain gifts essential for your service when they are integrated with consciousness and love. Integration requires developing new neural pathways that support your authentic self, rather than reinforcing old patterns based on fear, people-pleasing, or survival strategies. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, truth over comfort, or growth over safety, you strengthen these new pathways and weaken the old ones. Embodying your purpose also means learning to rest and restore yourself in ways that support your mission rather than escape from it. True rest rejuvenates you for service rather than distracting you from responsibility. It includes saying no to activities that drain your life force, and yes to practices that renew your energy for what matters most. The integration process includes healing your relationship with money, success, and recognition. Many spiritually oriented people carry unconscious beliefs that serving their purpose requires sacrifice, struggle, or remaining invisible. Embodying your purpose may require releasing these beliefs and learning to receive abundance, appreciation, and acknowledgement as natural consequences of authentic service. Integration involves your physical body learning to hold the energy of your purpose without becoming overwhelmed or depleted. As you align more fully with your authentic path, your body may need to adjust to higher levels of creative energy, emotional openness, and spiritual connection. This requires good self-care, appropriate boundaries, and practices that help you stay grounded. Embodiment includes developing discernment about which aspects of spiritual teaching and personal development serve your unique path, and which may be distractions or diversions. Not every practice, philosophy, or approach will support your particular journey. Part of maturity is learning to take what serves and leave what does not, without judgment. The process also requires integrating your purpose with your human relationships and responsibilities. You are not meant to abandon your family, friends, or commitments in service of your purpose. Instead, you are meant to find ways to honor both your authentic self and your connections with others, sometimes requiring creativity and compromise. As integration deepens, living your purpose becomes less effortful and more natural. What once required conscious decision-making becomes automatic. What once felt like discipline becomes preference. What once created internal conflict becomes internal harmony. Your purpose stops being something you do and becomes something you are. Tonight, as your conscious mind prepares to rest, your subconscious continues the integration process, weaving new understandings into the fabric of your being, organizing your memories and experiences around your emerging authentic identity, and preparing your whole system to support the full embodiment of your soul's purpose. Your cells are learning to function as an integrated system supporting your highest expression. Your nervous system is developing the capacity to hold more truth, love, and power without becoming overwhelmed. Your entire being is reorganizing itself around the reality of who you came here to be and what you came here to contribute. Your purpose extends beyond this single lifetime, beyond this particular body, beyond the circumstances of your current existence. You are part of an eternal soul that has been evolving through many experiences, learning lessons, developing capacities, and contributing to the great work of consciousness evolution across time and space. The specific form your purpose takes in this lifetime is one chapter in a much larger story, the story of your soul's journey toward greater love, wisdom, and service. The challenges you face, the gifts you develop, and the healing you accomplish in this life contribute to your soul's eternal mission, while also serving the collective evolution of humanity. This larger perspective can bring both comfort and responsibility. Comfort because it means you do not have to accomplish everything in this lifetime, that some of your soul's work extends beyond what you can complete in these particular years. Responsibility because it means every choice you make, every healing you embrace, every act of love you choose contributes to something magnificent and ongoing. Your eternal mission includes not only what you came here to learn and contribute, but also what you came here to heal and transcend. Old patterns, inherited trauma, and collective wounds that your soul has been working with across lifetimes may find their resolution through your consciousness and choices in this incarnation. The urgency you feel about your purpose may be your soul's recognition that this lifetime offers particular opportunities that align with your eternal mission. The combination of your current circumstances, the state of the world, and your level of spiritual development create a unique window for service that may not exist in the same way in other lifetimes. But your eternal mission also includes the understanding that failure is temporary and learning is permanent. If you do not fully accomplish what your soul intended in this lifetime, the growth and wisdom you gain contribute to future opportunities. Nothing is truly wasted in the economy of the soul. Every experience contributes to your eternal development. The work you do to heal your own wounds contributes to healing the collective wounds of humanity. The courage you develop in facing your fears makes it easier for others to face theirs. The love you learn to embody adds to the total amount of love available in the world. Your individual awakening supports the awakening of all consciousness. Your eternal mission may include being part of groups of souls who incarnate together across lifetimes to accomplish collective purposes, healing ancestral patterns, advancing human understanding, or contributing to spiritual evolution. Some of the people in your life may be ancient companions in this larger work, even if you do not consciously remember your connection. The perspective of eternal mission can help you approach your current challenges with more patience and trust. The difficulties you face may be exactly what your soul needs to develop qualities essential for your larger purpose. The timing of your awakening may be perfectly coordinated with cosmic cycles and collective needs that extend beyond your individual timeline. This understanding also brings freedom from the pressure to justify your existence through achievement or to prove your worth through productivity. Your value is inherent in your being, established by your participation in the eternal mission of consciousness evolution. You matter because you exist, because you are a unique expression of divine intelligence, because your perspective contributes something irreplaceable to the whole. Your eternal mission includes modeling what it looks like to be human while remaining connected to your divine nature. In a world that often forces people to choose between material success and spiritual authenticity, between practical concerns and soul values, you are here to demonstrate that integration is possible. The love you learn to give yourself heals ancestral patterns of self-rejection. The boundaries you learn to maintain heal collective patterns of codependence and martyrdom. The joy you allow yourself to experience contributes to healing the collective belief that life must be suffered rather than celebrated. As this lifetime progresses and eventually comes to completion, the consciousness you develop, the love you embody, and the healing you accomplish become part of your soul's permanent assets, carried forward into whatever form of existence follows. Nothing you invest in your authentic growth is ever lost. Your eternal mission gives meaning to every moment, purpose to every challenge, and significance to every choice. There are no ordinary days in a life aligned with eternal purpose, no meaningless encounters, no wasted experiences. Everything contributes to the magnificent unfolding of consciousness through form, time, and space. Tonight, as you prepare to surrender your daily consciousness to the mystery of sleep and dreams, rest in the profound knowing that you are held by an eternal purpose that transcends your current understanding, but includes your every breath, your every heartbeat, your every moment of awakening to who you truly are. Your soul's eternal mission pulses through your cells, organizing your DNA around service to something infinitely larger than your individual existence, while honoring the precious uniqueness of your particular expression. You are eternal love, learning to know itself through the temporary experience of being human. And this learning never ends, never fails, and never stops contributing to the healing and awakening of all life. Rest now in the certainty that your existence matters, that your purpose is real, that your mission is eternal, and that every step you take toward authenticity serves not only your individual fulfillment, but the greatest good of all creation. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you came here to do, becoming exactly who your soul intended you to become. The universe celebrates your courage to incarnate, to grow, to serve, to love. Sleep now in the embrace of infinite compassion, eternal purpose, and unconditional love.